You were on those 4 tries for George Wilson, just part of 26 that he scored in the season, and over 100 points, and in more than 100 points, only 1 goal. The rest have all come from tries. Anthony Bonus now, 30 metres out, is able to get the pass away too, and taken forward by Hubbard. So now they're just 20 out from the line. Dale Williams, there's a man racing onto the ball, and that's Ricky Paul. Good strong run by Paul. Now they're just 10 metres out from the line. Williams again, Bonus on the inside, heading towards the line. Tackled 5 metres short. So good reversal of play. Williams across to Hamilton. Hamilton for the line. Manages to slip a pass away. Beautifully out from Brady Smith to Wiltshire, and the other big try scorer and goal kicker. Wiltshire has put the ball down in the corner for the first try of the major semi-final, and North lead by 4 points to 0.
Great work, Andrew Hamilton. He's had experience with the Crushers, I should say, and then with London Broncos. The ability to stand in that tackle up to Brady Smith, out there to Wiltshire. Wiltshire just waiting his time. The numbers had been created by the skill of Andrew Hamilton. He draws players into him. You can see him jig in and then come out again. Drew 2 players, and then Ricky Hewinson was always in trouble. The 2-on-1 was then capitalised on by a nice passing movement. Look at Hamilton there, initially inside. The 2 hands are over the top, and then Brady Smith puts the ball across the face of Ricky Hewinson onto John Wiltshire, and North's draw first blood. And have a look at the points this fellow scored this year, 262 points.
And he missed 7 games. An extraordinary performance, really, and he's so cool. Just watching him in the opening minutes of this game, he's got plenty of time. Kick looks pretty good too, depending on the breeze, but this time the breeze is a bit too strong, taking it away, and so the score remains North 4, Redcliffe 0.
Redcliffe 0.
Yes, and here we see it again. There's Andrew Hamilton. He had 2 defenders on him, but he's still able to get that pass away to Brady Smith. Brady Smith then just had to offload again to Wiltshire. Wiltshire was untroubled out wide. He was left alone and was able to get over in the corner.
Jerry, the last 2 passes there between 2 guys who were playing for Perth last year in Super League, and obviously good young talents coming along and through into the Melbourne outfit this year, playing with North today.
And a highlight of this year's competition, this Queensland Cup, these combinations with the Sydney clubs is certainly proving beneficial to this competition itself, because knock on there by North, and Redcliffe have an opportunity. So when you've scored a try and you're starting to put things together, the last thing you need is for the mistake to come, but it came then, and disappointment for the Devils. So Redcliffe now running into this stiff breeze. Robinson, and moving across from the far side, George Wilson to get involved, and is tackled on the 30-metre line. Tomlinson a dummy half with the offload. Russell Lahiff has come on from the bench and is tackled now about 20 metres out, or maybe even less than that. Robinson, well, Lapworth had to really reach out for that one. Lovely pass out too, and here's a great chance for Ben Roeder, and over he goes and scores, and Redcliffe have replied immediately. Ben Roeder comes up with a try, and it's now 4-all.
Too easy that for Ben Roeder. He was confronted by his opposite number, Brady Smith, and Brady Smith had done well to set up North's earlier try. And then directly from here, a one-on-one situation. Lapworth reaches out to get a hold of this one, and there, just one-on-one. Brady Smith drops his head in ultimate disappointment as Ben Roeder, who's been in great form in recent weeks, just bumps through the attempted tackle. There was no shoulder at all in that. It was just an arm grab. The gate was open and Ben Roeder strolled through. Paul Hubbard, the fullback, was caught in by total surprise, because by the time he makes the front-on tackle, he's actually on the try line. And really, he was caught there unawares because of the surprise, I think, to everybody. You really got to make one-on-one tackles. There's no excuses for that. We should give some credit to Roeder for his ability to break it, but there wasn't a lot of resistance. And now Matt Lapworth has a chance to square thing, or actually get Redcliffe in front. 4-4 at the moment. The scoreboard's got 6-4, and they were anticipating that he was going to kick that, and that's exactly what's happened. The Dolphins hit the front against a very strong breeze, 6-4.
Yeah, very important try to hit back immediately for Redcliffe, and good work here as Lapworth has the runner cutting back on the inside, gives it to Rhoda, and he shrugs off that tackle. He's quite strong up top, Ben Rhoda, but that was a poor miss by Tristan Brady-Smith. Surprising miss, I should say miss, because Brady-Smith played fullback for Melbourne a few weeks ago and made a couple of very good tackles that day.
Well, it's interesting. Any points that Redcliffe scored in this first half are probably a bonus, really. So, and to be in front 6-4, so certainly what they would have been looking for. Woodward is caught, and now Russell Layhiff made a strong run there in the lead up to that try, and he's tackled on his own 30-metre line now. The offload across through James Hinchy's hands to George Wilson. They're still about 20 short of halfway. But Redcliffe they've had a couple of weeks of tough games. Norths, of course, had the rest last week. Here comes the kick from Lapworth. Wiltshire's ready for it. Awkward bounce means he's got to cover a bit of territory. Now he looked across to see where Hubbard was, thought of going and linking with him, but instead taking the tackle, and now Tristan Brady-Smith is caught 5 short of the halfway line. Williams with the offload, and that's Ricky Paul, met by a very solid wall of defenders from Redcliffe, including Layhiff and also Woodward. Now, ball juggled there for a moment, and it was almost as if Norths were going to do it again. They've come up with a few mistakes that I'm sure Mark Murray wouldn't be overly pleased with. On the blind side, what sort of room is there out there? Kick through, a real chance here. It stays alive. Now the chase for the ball. Has the player been interfered with as it's picked up by Bevan Canning, and Canning saves the day. Well, that was looking certainly dangerous for Redcliffe.
Yeah, just the players actually just got in each other's road there. I don't believe there was any intentional effort to knock North's players down. They did have 2 players actually in a position. I think that's Bell who put the initial kick through. Grubbers it for the 3rd time there, and that was a chance for North coming across there to cover. Player goes to ground, but as seen by Rob Alexander, it was accidental. I agree with that. And Norths had a good opportunity but just couldn't capitalise. Redcliffe got very little distance in that play, and again the kick doesn't get too far either. That's the halfway line up to Hubbard off Carmichael. Norths will enjoy territorial advantage with the breeze, providing they can control possession.
Once again, David, Redcliffe mucked it up. Tony Gould only just got that pass. There were players in between him and the dummy half. They're not getting it to him cleanly. They are trying to use Lapworth as a second kicker because they know Norths are going to be charging at Gould, but not quite getting their act together as far as getting the ball to the man who is the intended receiver.
And Norths also just not timing their passes. Pass out this time. Frame got the ball away initially. I think that's Bell again. Dummy this time by Daniel. Frame goes down the blind side. Tackle there by Gould to bring him down. Redcliffe in good shape. North's in good shape to go on the attack. Dale Williams fades across the ruck looking for support. Rushes out at one. Will need to offload to somebody shortly. Keeps bumping away. Pass by up to Hubbard. He's knocked it forward. And Russell Layhiff gets a hold of it. Well, you've really got to continue to capitalise in the semi-finals. And North's there just frittering possession away as Ricky Hewinson dashes out a dummy half, goes straight through, tries to get away from Carmichael, and Carmichael gets him just from behind. Up there to the big fellow in Woodward. He takes the defence on, pops it out the back to Tomlinson. That's the halfway. So Redcliffe have done what they couldn't do on the previous set of 6, and that's cruised up to the halfway line. Gould gets the kick. Hubbard tries to take it on the full, but it goes backwards through his fingers.
That's a good result for Tony Gould, kicking against the breeze, although this is an equally good run too by Paul Hubbard.
And Jerry, that's because Gould has this torpedo, a low driving torpedo that does get distance as long as he gets the ball and can get set to kick properly.
Lost it again, Norths. Well, their handling is letting them down. Redcliffe's first try, their one and only try, came directly from a mistake, one tackle after the kick-off for their own try, for their North's try. And Redcliffe were able to go straight on the attack, and the Devils now making another error inside their own territory. Peter Robinson signalling behind his back to say he's going to come down the blind side. It was a dummy though. He goes open. There's Lapworth, straightens it up. Redcliffe now with a chance, as we say, against a very strong breeze to work their way toward the Devils try line. Peter Robinson goes ahead on a bad tactic just to keep going forward, get close enough and then put the big play on. That was Tomlinson. They've got it right between the sticks now. Options either side. Adam Mogg wasn't sure which way to go. Up to Robinson, back on the inside of Lapworth. They try a little set piece. Gould up there to Hinchy. Hinchy has to break one and does so. Tries to go all the way himself, but just short. That's the 5th tackle. They'll need the in-goal area. Pass back to nobody. Caught on the bounce there by Laif. He's not the man to have it. Tomlinson, I think the little grubber kick in the in-goal area. North's desperate to get it out of there and do so. Great effort from the Devils. I do believe another set of 6 at that time might have been curtains for them. They did well to get it out.
Yes, they did, but boy, that was good attack as well from Redcliffe, and they tried various options. And, well, another mistake has come from the Devils, and surely they must pay. If they keep on these knock-ons in their own territory, you're just providing a golden opportunity for Redcliffe.
That mistake made by Ryan Gundry, who just came onto the field to replace Dale Williams.
There it is. He went into dummy half, thought he had the ball in his hands, but he didn't.
Jerry, one thing we said before the game, that Norths don't have finals experience, whereas Redcliffe do, and I think there's a little bit of inexperience showing here. They might have played some NRL football, but they haven't played in finals, this young Devils outfit.
Lapworth now, there's a chance. Lapworth almost ducked straight through. So only about 10 metres out from the line. Redcliffe on the charge. Quayle takes it up. Can they finish it off? Can they take advantage of that other knock-on? Robinson's almost through. Tackle just 2 metres short. Tomlinson can't get it down. He was right on the line, but just couldn't get it down on the ground. Well, that's gone over the top of Mogg, taken by Gould instead. Little kick, Hinchy's out there, but picked up nicely on the far side by Matthew Ducks for North, and he saves the day for the Devils. And again, they have withheld this challenge from Redcliffe, and the Dolphins in front by 6-4, and they are playing against a very strong breeze.
Great work that from Matthew Ducks, because he had to make a decision whether to come up and try and stop a passing movement or just hang back just in case the kick was on. Penalty now will go to North, and I'll be very grateful for this because they've been under a fair bit of pressure in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
David, would you think that Redcliffe should have got a better result from the last couple of kicks, particularly the one back just 5 minutes ago? They didn't have enough chasers following it to pin the man in the in-goal area. Yeah,
they perhaps not as switched on as we normally see them, but I'll be pretty happy with the look of the scoreboard. 6-4 against a gale. And Ricky Paul brings it forward. You can just see how easy it is to cart it with the wind as against the difficulty that the Redcliffe 6 are having. Wade Fenton, he brings it to 42 metres away from the Dolphins try line. Andrew Hamilton, who basically set up the first try, goes straight through, looks for support. Brady Smith, who's just following like a shadow, slips over on a bit of loose turf there. Pass up here to O'Dwyer, out there to Carmichael, throws the dummy, looks on the outside. Oh, strong defence, he's breaking away from it, Prothero. Pops the pass up to Bell. Bell's then slammed into the ground. North with another good opportunity. Here's Carmichael here, look for the in-goal, it's rebounded, play on, and maybe 6 to go. Yes, it is. Carmichael fires it out straight away to Hamilton. Pass out here to Brady Smith, it's gone through the hands. Up to Wilshire, dances around, straight through. Try! No, yes, he's going to check with his touchy here, who's standing on the...
I couldn't see the hand.
He'd like to refer to the video ref.
Whatever you thought, matey.
Okay. He's leaving it to the ref, whatever you think.
Well, this is pretty tough, isn't it?
It's a tough call, and it's up to you, Rob. I think he might disallow it. Try. He's going to call it a try.
Well, we'll soon know if he's right. It's an interesting one. Wilshire was the man. It looked like the pass had gone astray. We'll see it again. There. 6 ruled to go again. Hamilton with the pass out to Tristan Brady Smith. He didn't even get his hands near it. Wilshire then weaved his way through, reached out. Well, that doesn't really tell us, but he certainly looked like from our positions that he could get the ball onto the ground. If it was over the line, well, then it should really be a try. Once again, from this angle might be better. There's the pass out to Hamilton. Hamilton on to Brady Smith. He doesn't go into his hands at all. And now, Wilshire. The big outstretched hand, and whoa, well, I'm not sure.
Worth having one last look at it. Of course, the referees haven't got the advantage of the video referee. And Rob Alexander has decided it was a try, but to me it seemed to be dislodged. Redcliffe did ultimately get defenders there. Let's see if Wiltshire can convert his own try. He scored 2 already, and he's done it again. He's allowed the wind to take it from right to left and missed another one. Worth having one last look at this before we go to Warren again. How did you see it, Warren?
Well, on that first replay, David, I thought he lost it. He was just about there. The arms knocked, and I don't think he got it down. No, I don't think there was good, solid downward pressure there.
The two officials conferred, and then Rob Alexander deciding in the split second that they've got to decide that it was grounded. And North,
because there's no in-goal judge either, is there?
No.
Having said that, didn't Wiltshire move well?
He slipped through very simply, didn't he, between a few players. The fact that he even got that close was somewhat of a surprise. There were 3 Redcliffe defenders after the ball had not gone directly to hand. So Norths now get the points they desperately need with the advantage of the breeze.
Norths probably should have scored an orthodox try just a moment earlier. That pass that didn't go to hand to Brady Smith. They're just panicking a little, the Devils. They had an overlap there. They didn't use it. They should have scored.
Well, they are in front. They're leading by 8 points to 6, and we've got 15 minutes left in the first half. But they need a bigger break than that if they're really to make proper use of this breeze that they have with them. Brady Smith falls backwards. He's
Jerry,
about 5 metres in his own territory.
Sorry, Jerry. I still think that Norths are having troubles with the wind at their back. Every time they throw a longish pass, the wind is getting hold of it, and it just you start to lose a bit of confidence in your attacking game. In a way, it's easy to run into the wind as far as passing.
That was touched in flight. Oh, the touch is deciding. Even though it was touched in flight, he believes it was passed forward anyway. It was touched in flight by the Dolphins. Worth having another look. I think Ben Rader was the one who got a hand on it. There it is there. What the touchy and ref is deciding, though, that the pass straight out of the hands of the ball carrier was going forward anyway. I've got my doubts.
Troy Lindsay caught on the halfway. Cleal now. As Redcliffe again. Hinchy as they make it well into North territory. Still going, Hinchy. 35 metres out. The Redcliffe Dolphins would like to answer with another try. Charging forward there goes Shane Sanderson. And a penalty goes to Redcliffe.
On a normal day, this would be an opportunity for Qld to put the 2 points on, but I just think against this breeze, it will be right at his limit. He may decide to go for touch here. Yep, Lapworth is going to look for touch on the far side after Norths were caught inside the 10. So Redcliffe, who replied immediately after North's first try, trail now 8-6. Can they put their next set of points on? We saw this move last week when they used the centre as the first receiver off the tap. Let's see what they got in mind. Exactly the same move as last week. Pass up to Qld to Hinchy, but not the same result. Norths obviously watched last week's replay. They're up very quickly to shut it down. Picked up there by Cleal. Redcliffe again losing the plot a little bit. Perhaps they expected that move to score a try. They weren't ready for the next one. Robinson. Quick moving defence again by Norths. It's been a feature of their play this year. Out of dummy half goes Wilson. Tries to brush away from the marker. That's the 5th. They'll need to look for the in-goal area. Up to Qld. Crossfield kick. Good opportunity here. Wiltshire coming forward. Brilliantly taken, Johnny Wiltshire. Beautifully taken. Jumped in the air. Grabbed it very cleanly. And now Norths bring it forward.
Yes, David Pilavi there, the tackle man. Here it is again. Look at the way Wiltshire gets up and takes that magnificently. And that might end up in mark of the day, as will one that comes up in the rugby union match after this. Stick around for that as well. Richard Burgess, the University 5'8", comes up with an absolute screamer. You think our games are changing, becoming something like the Southern game, as Dale Williams is in at dummy half. And Norths up to the halfway line they go. That's the 5th tackle, though. We'll watch for Carmichael here. Well, instead, Anthony Bonus decides to run with the ball. Out to O'Dwyer. Hurried kick there in the end. Rhoda is back for it. The ball rolling into the in-goal area. It might go all the way across the dead ball line. It does. No pressure in the end for Rhoda. And so Redcliffe can bring it back to the 22 for the tap.
Redcliffe have made a couple of positional changes. I think Ben Rhoda now playing on the right wing, and I think Jeff Neal may have dropped into the centres. You do need to be versatile with this unlimited interchange. You've really got to be able to play 3 or 4 positions. Troy Lindsay, the big man, breaches the first line and goes forward. Jamie Tomlinson took a run out of dummy half because he really didn't believe he had a runner coming to him. Lee Groves, strong defence there from the Devils. Andrew Hamilton's having another strong game after a man-of-the-match performance against Brothers a couple of weeks ago. James Hinchy up the middle. North's defence, as expected, very strong in there. Fenton it was who made the tackle. Russell Lave straightens, does pretty well. That's the 5th tackle. They've got it inside North's territory, so they'll be happy with that. Gill decides to run it on the last and Mogg. Well, they took a bit of a punt, but gee, against the breeze, I reckon the option is to take whatever territory's available. Because North, with a good set of 6 here, will get it right down near Redcliffe's try line. Still about 11 minutes up to half-time. Craig O'Dwyer dances around, breaks away from a couple, goes forward another 4 or 5 metres. Big 6 in favour of the Devils, the minor premiers. Daniel Frame bumps out of that tackle up to Andrew Hamilton, goes straight through, looks for support, comes back this way to Brady Smith. He bumps out of a couple, got Wilshire on his left-hand side, but can't find him. Roeder it was who finally made the tackle. Wilshire, who scored 2 already, fires the pass up there to Frame, decides to do it himself, comes back up the middle, slips over, pops the pass up to Hamilton, throws the dummy to Wilshire's knocked it on.
Yeah, Wilshire's done so much good in this game and came up with a knock-on. Well, some of the knock-ons have cost North in a different way up in their own territory, but that one when they were really pressuring as Ricky Hewinson takes the tackle. Hinchy reverses the direction here very effectively too, and that's Jamie Tomlinson caught about 30 metres out from his own line. Well, racing across field goes Hewinson, taking them on by himself. He's up almost to the 40 in his own territory, of course. Gould flicking it back to Wilson, backing around him. Wilson would like to offload again, but Paul ensures that he can't do that by going over the top of the tackle from Pallavi. Hinchy, that's the 5th tackle, 5 from halfway. Gould is ready to take this one. Where will the kick be? Across to Wilshire's wing. And it'll land between him and the fullback, Paul Hubbard. Hubbard taking the ball. Running across his own 20. Nicely taken there by Lee Groves. Beautiful tackle right around the ankles. Here goes Wilshire. Stepping. Oh, what a beautiful step he has. Up to the halfway. Dummy there to Brady Smith and takes it into Redcliffe's territory by 5 metres. Brady Smith. Frame. Racing onto the ball, Daniel Frame. I thought for a moment he might have got it away if he had have. Well, Brady Smith might have been away. Carmichael now. Across field, they keep it going. Good hands too from O'Dwyer out to Pallavi. Here's a loose ball. Wilson might pick it up. Picked up instead by Dux. Dux slips it away then to Steve Bell. And he's tackled just 25 metres out from the line. North again applying terrific pressure. Just having trouble staying on the feet as Dux is tackled on the 5th tackle. They're just 10 metres out. Racing towards the line to kick. Well, where's the ball gone? It's anybody's. O'Dwyer trying to pick it up. Picked up instead by Bevan Canning for Redcliffe. And all of a sudden the pressure comes off Redcliffe a little bit as Mogg takes the ball out. But boy, oh boy, good attacking play there from North. They didn't come up with the points. We've got 8 minutes to go to half-time. They're in front by just 2 points.
John Wilshire is really causing or showing to be a handful out here on the left wing for North. The ability to step away from players who appear to have him covered certainly led to his 2nd try, and there he also did extremely well to get some extra territory. That's the last tackle. Redcliffe kicked through Gould. There's Dux. Dux fires it up to Hubbard. Wilson hunting both players, moves off one and slams Paul Hubbard into the turf and stuns him a bit as well. Steve Bell brings it forward. Still 7.5 minutes or so up to half-time in the major semi-final. The winner straight into the grand final in 2 weeks. Pass up to Carmichael, straight up the middle. Looks for support, pops it up nicely. Brady Smith, I thought, dragged it forward. No, it's been classed as backward. Andrew Hamilton, straight through. Throws it back on the inside. Anybody's gone forward. It won't be a try. All knew it, including the ref who'd held the mark. But Andrew Hamilton showed some surprising speed, and then when finally mowed down by Hewinson, there's Andrew Hamilton taking a breather. The pass I thought had been dragged forward. Hamilton a nice stepping run, and then he showed good pace to make some good territory there. A desperate pass back on the inside went forward. North have had more than their share of chances, Jerry.
Yeah, they certainly haven't. Hasn't Andrew Hamilton played well?
Oh, yeah.
He's done a tremendous amount of work. So Lapworth has taken over feeding the scrum for Redcliffe. And they have a lot of work to do to get it out of their own territory. Adam Mogg, the long striding fullback, still going. Mogg tackled 15 from halfway. Tomlinson with the offload. This is James Hinchy. He's strong and powerful, and he gets the pass away. The referee says it wasn't.
Oh, gee, I thought it was. I thought he lost that forward.
Tomlinson gets it away to Russell Lahiff. Straightening up, taking in the tackle by Ricky Paul. Tomlinson, and now charging forward is Paul Woodward.
Gets to the 6 this for Redcliffe.
And that's the 5th tackle. Oh, what an awful pass, that one along the ground. James Hinchy picks it up and in the end does pretty well in getting the kick in and seeing the ball go into touch, gaining a few extra metres, keeping it low against the breeze. Good footballing brain there from James Hinchy, but certainly not good football in the lead up to it.
They've done well there to take the play about 70 metres upfield in that set of 6. Adam Mogg particularly, the run out of dummy half to make about 25 of those metres really makes a big difference. If you can just get them rolling back, the next few rucks are a lot easier.
Surprising though to see that last pass not go straight to Tony Gould. He was waiting.
Yeah, they just don't seem to have been as cohesive as normal, the Dolphins. Now Norse again to try and bring it forward.
Well, obviously Robinson has gone off.
He just went off 2 minutes ago, Jerry. Just came off, but he looked okay.
It's Matty Fisher on there now, and he's a dangerous player. Matty Fisher has played some representative football. Carmichael pops the pass up to Prothero. Prothero breaks a couple, goes straight through, looks for support.
Dave, I was just wondering about with Robinson going off, he's such a key player as well that, you know, the organisation on the 5th tackle can be affected by
definitely be suffering. Straight through goes Daniel Frame, pops a pass up to Brady Smith. He's got some pace, this fellow, and he's caught from behind. Would you believe it? Who was it? Ricky Hewinson got him. He's come out of the ground. North still with a good chance though. The pass up to Bell. What a good run from Steve Bell. Straight and hard. The defence was sliding. Steve Bell wasn't. He was going straight. And he went straight onto the pass, scored the try. And the Devils, who needed that 3rd try leading up to half-time, have got it to 12-6.
Well, they played so ordinarily, I'm sure Mark Murray would agree with that early in the game. But look at that run by Tristan Brady-Smith. Heaps of speed, but Ricky Hewinson grabs him from behind. Now, they needed to get the ball played quickly and get it out wide. And look at the way Steve Bell runs onto this pass now. Straight, fast, accepts the pass. It was beautifully timed. I think it... we'll see this final pass in just a moment. There it is, straight into his lap. And all he had to do was to keep going with the momentum he'd already built up. And he was able to put the ball down for a most important try for Norths. There it is, that last pass coming from 5'8" Craig O'Dwyer, and beautifully timed into a beautiful run from Steve Bell. His 3rd try of the season, 12 points overall, but most importantly it came when Norths needed to have a handy break at half-time, and with just a few minutes left at half-time, he knew. Now, this conversion attempt from Wiltshire, he has the breeze behind him. How will this one be treated? No, it's flagged away too, no goal. And so the score, Norths are now in front by 12-6.
Very handy try for Norths, and didn't they do it well? Once they got to this position, shifted it to the right-hand side. The defence trying to take up a position. They were outmanned there, Redcliffe, but Bell, even if they'd had 3 or 4 blokes in front of him, he was going straight through them. Fine try by Steve Bell.
There's a number of ways to try and beat a sliding defence these days, which most sides utilise. And one way is just to run the other angle, and that's exactly what Bell did. Redcliffe hadn't recovered from the initial break by Brady Smith. Boy, have a look at that. 21 missed tackles by Redcliffe to only 8 by Norse. But take my word for it, this breeze is a huge advantage, and the ability to beat tackles with the wind behind you, it's certainly a lot easier, and I think Redcliffe will come back strongly in the second half. Norse will be just as strong, but it'll be a turn of the tables. Juggled there by Wade Fenton. They'd love to put another one on the Devils before the hooter sounds for half-time. Robinson's back on there. Daniel Frame, who's done some damage.
Well, they're looking a whole lot better, aren't they, North, says he, as they've lost the ball.
Untidy played the ball, but they got away with it. Carmichael comes forward, throws a couple of dummies, goes across the ruck. And that's the 5th and last. A high ball here would be interesting, but instead O'Dwyer decides to be somewhat defensive, and that to me wasn't the play. With a howling gale at your back and 2 minutes up to half-time. A high ball. I wouldn't have liked to have been the fullback for Redcliffe.
No, and I'm wondering whether Adam Mogg is 100%. He's back from something like a month out with a hamstring strain, and when Tristan Brady-Smith ran away from him in the lead up to the last try. He was left flat-footed. There is some very loose turf down that end. A few players, particularly from the north side, have been losing their footing, but Mogg was left standing.
Yeah, so Redcliffe then, as David said, probably let off a little bit that they didn't have that pressure kick. Now it's gone back to James Hinchy, and Hinchy caught 10 short of halfway. George Wilson, big, strong and fast. If he makes a break, look out North. He's crossed the halfway line. They're going to keep it on that short side. It's Tony Gould. But Tony Gould elects to run with it, and that was the 4th tackle, so he won't be there for the 5th. They'll need Lapworth. And there goes the little kick over the top this time by Lapworth. This one's going to land a little bit awkwardly for Hubbard, but by the time he takes the tackle, we've got 30 seconds left in the first half for North to see if they can score again, to just extend that lead as they probably need to do. Tristan Brady-Smith, oh, beautiful tackle. Layhiff coming up with that cruncher. This is Andrew Hamilton, caught 10 short of halfway. Brady-Smith again. Across the halfway he goes. He was almost clear once more, but Shane Sanderson had hold of his jumper. Now, Carmichael. Well, that pass, he didn't know who it was for, I'm sure. Steve Bell did well in picking it up. Matthew Ducks with a kick and follow through as the hooter goes. Adam Mogg's got plenty of time to just clean it all up. Don't be too easy on it, and now Mogg's away. Will the hamstring take it? And he's got it away to Canning, but Canning is caught, and that'll be half-time with a 6-point margin in favour of Norths. Is it enough with this big breeze at their home ground of Bashup Park? It means that the last 40 minutes are going to be very exciting indeed. And at half-time, it's Norths 12, Redcliffe 6, with the breeze blowing, and that will favour Redcliffe in the second half. They trail by just 6 points at this half-time break. And for those sitting out in the sun, it's a tough day to try and put up an umbrella. You'd be having to work hard to keep a hold of it indeed. The elimination semi-final will be on tomorrow. That'll feature Wests against Brothers. The winner of that will play the loser of this game in our television match next week. The loser, unfortunately, will finish the season for 1998. And that's at Crosby Park, not at Purtell, because Brothers finished on top of West. So that's at Crosby Park, not at Purtell, tomorrow afternoon. Plenty of people here at Bashup Park, though. And, of course, should Norths lose today, they'll have to come back again because Norths would be here at home. But even though a few of the locals are saying that every time we do a Norths game they lose, they're in this with a good chance, leading by 6. Also coming up after this game, a top rugby union match, and this is the preliminary final. The winner to go through to the grand final, where they'll meet Wests. It's University against South. They struggle all the way, so stick with it because I'm sure you'll enjoy that. That's coming up immediately after this Queensland Cup major semi-final.
Be interesting to see just how Redcliffe used this breeze in the second half. As we said, they did win the toss and elected to run into it in the first. They want to come home with a wet sail, and we do know they've got a great kicking game. And with that 40-20 rule that's available, it certainly gives the side with the breeze a huge advantage, albeit North's never even attempted a 40-20. I guess what was happening was it was so easy to ruck their way out of their own territory that they never found it necessary to kick from inside their 40. Interesting to see whether Redcliffe adopt it as a tactic, because of course you get loose head and feed inside the 20 if you can achieve that. So a good opportunity for the Dolphins to do it. You've still got to play well. The breeze does not score any points for you.
So second half underway. Redcliffe with the kick-off, and Norths have to run into the breeze and defend the lead that they have. This is Paul, good strong run too. And Ricky Paul has picked up about 20 metres or so. So Norths starting with enthusiasm. They've got to keep it going, of course. And it really will be tough work for them, working against this breeze to ensure that they stay in front. So Hamilton plays the ball, and up to within 10 of the halfway they go. Not quite able to offload there, Daniel Frame. Keeping it going on the short side, this is Mark Prothero. They're in Redcliffe's territory, but that's the 5th tackle. We'll look for Carmichael. That's him there now. And from 10 metres in their territory, that ball not very effective against the breeze. Adam Mogg has plenty of time. Easily stepped around Kevin Carmichael and takes the tackle 20 short of the halfway line. So Redcliffe first use of the ball with the breeze. What can they do with it? Lee Groves Oh, down on the sideline, John Boxall, the coach of Redcliffe, would be watching his team with the ball. He's with Warren Boland.
John, you ran into the wind in the first half, 12-6. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, Warren, we were happy with the 6 points, North's in front of us. So I think we achieved what we had to achieve in that first half.
Our stats showed no handling errors at all, but you did have a few passes that weren't finding the man, particularly looking for Tony Gould on the 5th tackle. Why?
I think just the communication there, Warren. We might have communication breakdown. The wind, it's gusty out there as well. It's pretty hard to get a good ball there. But I think it comes down in the heat, mate. It's warm out there, and they're struggling.
21 missed tackles, particularly later in the first half. What was going wrong?
Yeah, well, we talked about that. That was our mistake rate last week as well. So hopefully we find our shoulders the second half and come up with some defence.
Now in this second half, you've got the wind at your back. What are the instructions? Are you going to wait till the last to kick?
Oh, we have to burn them up, burn our tackles up, make North's tackle. They had a week off, so hopefully they get fatigued and we'll catch them.
Any 40-20 attempts?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, Warren.
And just lastly, that try by John Wilshire looked a little questionable. Did you have a look at it?
No, mate, I couldn't see it where we were, and that's the name of the game. And good luck to them, and hopefully we get a call like that.
Okay, all the best.
Thanks, Warren.
Yeah, Johnny Boxall. And Redcliffe in possession, about 10 short of halfway.
Now Redcliffe will be keen to get it out of their own territory, as we've seen North just as keen to move up quickly. A feature of North today has been the speed at which they've moved up. Ricky Hewinson dashes out a dummy half, spins away from a couple as he always does. North, who did move up very well in the first half, but they'll find it a lot harder going against the breeze. Gould throws the dummy, perhaps he shouldn't have, because Kevin Carmichael wasn't going to take it. That's the 5th. Back to Lapworth. He hoists it in the air. That's the way to play it. Put a bit of pressure on. Hubbard's underneath it, right beside the post, bumps away from the padding on the post there, the 4X sign, as Paul Hubbard brings it forward. So North will be just happy to keep it tidy in this area of the field. Matthew Darks runs out a dummy half. That's the way to play it. And down on the touchline is Mark Murray, the North's coach. He's with Warren.
Mark, you had 10 handling errors in that first half, particularly early on. Were they nervous or just the wind? What was the problem?
Yeah, I think the wind can affect that passing game a little, but I was disappointed. We just overplayed there in the early part of that first half, and we'll need to settle that down and control the footy.
When you say overplayed, what do you mean?
Well, I think we were just looking for things that that weren't there yet. We just need to be a bit more patient and wait for the space to come.
As the half went on, the attack seemed to be functioning better and better.
Yeah, we looked dangerous, but as I said, we lack patience with that. We just need to be patient with the footy and work our way out nice and tough. We're just sort of looking for the soft option a couple of times.
Now, going into the wind in this half, what are your instructions?
Well, it's going to be difficult to kick your way, into the half, so we're just going to have to run it and then defend very, very well.
Good strike power out there. Your forwards were getting some nice balls away, the 3 quarters, making the most of it.
Yeah, that's been strong for us all year. That's not our problem at the moment. We're just going to have to hang it in defence under the gun here. They're going to try and pin us down in this end. With that breeze, it's a fair advantage, so our defence will be the secret for us.
All right, good luck.
Thanks, Byron.
Yes, Mark Murray, and now Redcliffe with a chance too as they reverse the direction, and that's taken forward here by Adam Mogg, and they're just 10 metres out from the line. Tomlinson a dummy half. Who's this for? Robinson stepping back inside to Lapworth, but he takes the tackle. They're still 10 out. They're going to keep it going to the open side now. Gould with a long pass. He's so good at it. Hinchy, the palm didn't quite work. He was nabbed just around the ankles. Wilson, Gould, switch of direction. Mogg, can he get the pass away, or can he even get through?
It's gone forward. Yeah. It was the last play too, so Gould decided to run it on that last play. He jinked to the right, came back to the left, required an overhead pass that wasn't in complete control. But North now, again, with the job to do, the job in front of them. And Mark Murray said they're not going to be able to kick their way out of trouble. They're just going to have to get in there and do the hard work. They're going to have to run it out. And we saw at the end of the last set of 6, a quick kick by Andrew Hamilton sailed over the touchline. So it is hard work, and they're going to have to knuckle down and do it. And now Hamilton brings it forward. The Redcliffe defence up at his face. That's the 4th, and they've only got it to 25 metres out. Up this time to O'Dwyer. Nice little step by Craig O'Dwyer. Almost gets through, fires it back to Hubbard. And Hubbard's brought to ground. That's the last tackle. They want to get a kick on this in a hurry. Out to Carmichael. He does keep it low and across the breeze. It's a good tactic, but Hewinson comes forward and still manages just to get a hold of it. Good chase from Norse. They won't get much better than that, although Adam Mogg strides out of the dummy half position. He's a dangerous broken field runner, is Adam Mogg. Robinson finally gets it up to Troy Lindsay. He straightens. Dale Williams was the first man to him. This time Robinson out here to Gould, back on the inside to Hinchy, was telegraphed somewhat, and Prothero's hurt his right shoulder. Came away and grabbed his shoulder immediately. Robinson fires the pass up to Russell Lay. Prothero's there to come over the top to make the tackle. You can again see him get up and grimace in pain. That's the last tackle. Gould hoists it in the air. Hubbard underneath it. He's got plenty of play for protection as well. And Rob Alexander happy with the protection play that was run, the blocking plays. And it'll come out because it was taken on the full with a 20-metre tap.
See George Wilson coming through there, pushed out of the way. And
it appeared okay. Both players from Norse coming back in the vicinity of the ball. And Wilson was not given a clear path. That's still okay.
So Norse then looking to get it out of their own half, and they've done that too through Wade Fenton. He's crossed the halfway line. Carmichael now will be going by himself. He needed someone to follow him through, but that's Paul now in support. Tackle 8 metres in Redcliffe's territory. 12-6 in favour of North. Tristan Brady-Smith with a kick downfield. Adam Mogg. That was followed through well there by Wilshire, and Mogg takes his tackle, and Redcliffe are slow getting back here.
Number 3, you're not square.
Well, they couldn't afford that.
Around the side, mate.
Tristan Brady-Smith there just overly keen in not marking square up. And as Jerry said, Redcliffe had been slow back, so Tristan Brady-Smith didn't have to overplay it, as Mark Murray quoted in the interview with Warren Boland, and that's allowed Redcliffe, although they didn't get a hell of a lot of territory from that kick.
An indication that John Boxall thinks it's going to be a torrid second half. Grant Cleal replaced after just 6 minutes of this second half. Interchange, away and busy.
And Russell Lahip, the man who replaced him, has taken it up to within 10 of the halfway. Hinchy now. Inside, can he get the ball away? Yes, to Lahip, who wasn't quite expecting it. So he takes the tackle again, 8 short of halfway. Redcliffe, and we saw a very exciting game in the lead-up to this match. A Colts major semi-final between the same two clubs, and it was with about a minute to go. They were level, and we saw a 40-metre field goal by Norse, who had the breeze behind them. So the advantage of the breeze, should this game be close at full time, is certainly going to be helpful for Redcliffe. Blackworth's kick is hanging in the air. Taken well, though, by Matthew Dux. Well followed through, stepped away from Wilson and stepped away from Canning, and slipped a nice pass away too. And dangerously close to the touchline. Paul Hubbard is able to stay in the field of play.
Great cover defence there by James Hinchy, and Hubbard's in trouble. He appeared that
It's a rib, I think.
It's bad luck there for Paul Hubbard after great work from Matt Dux. You can see he's in a lot of pain.
Get the cameraman off.
Paul Hubbard.
Get the cameraman off. Bag it up, Kevin.
Matt Fisher is ready to go straight on.
Right, what's it? On the whistle, it's 1.
That's bad luck for Paul Hubbard. He's played very well in this game, been very safe at the back.
And they're calling for a stoppage of play as well. Touchy's on to delay play. Hubbard is in no condition at all to be able to get himself off the field. And that's bad luck, as Warren said, for Hubbard. He'd been in some real good form. It was an awkward tackle. Hinchy had come across and covered a fence and just got a hold of his jersey, I think, and then in doing that, there it is there, and a twisting, awkward action. His left leg was also caught underneath him, so the whole body was being twisted, and Hubbard in quite a deal of pain. Hinchy...
It was a great tackle by Hinchy, wasn't it, David?
It was one that had to be made too, wasn't it, Warren, as well, because, I mean, Dux had done extremely well to take the high ball, and then with the confidence to offload to Hubbard.
Well, it was a brilliant pass by Dux that he flicked it out the back, and Hubbard was flying, and Hinchy was straining, absolutely straining to dive to make that tackle, and because he knew that he was going to be outpaced if it went any longer, so he dived, and that is just one great tackle. It's just bad luck for Paul Hubbard. As I say, he's been great under the high ball, even very good handling the bouncing kicks coming his way in the first half, and looked pretty good in attack as well.
There's a tactic obviously showing for Redcliffe at the moment too with their kicking game. Once they're inside, and Hubbard gets a good round of applause, Paul Hubbard, when he leaves the field. But the kicking game from Redcliffe, they're obviously, once they're inside North's territory on the last, they put the high ball up. They've done it twice. Norths have been able to take it comfortably or securely on each occasion. Now the Devils, they want to work their way out of here. Prothero, strong defence. Redcliffe have got to play it down as well. It could be good. No, it's not good. It's Peter Robinson. Stumbles back, crashes to the ground. Robinson, he's in trouble, and
he's down again.
And there's been a lost ball as well, as I think it was Ricky Paul who knocked it forward. Norths can't afford that. Peter Robinson, who copped a heavy knock last week also, surely needs to take a spell.
Yes, he stumbled and fell twice trying to get back on side, but didn't really know where he was.
I just wonder whether he might have taken a knock in that first half as well, because it's unusual for them to replace someone like Peter Robinson, as we saw late in that first half. So Redcliffe in possession on the halfway. George Wilson. Well, they hung off him for a moment, but he couldn't get the pass away. Tomlinson's the dummy half. Russell Lahiff. 10 metres now in North's territory.
Peter Robinson back in play, and he looks like he's going to be first receiver on the right there, but I just wonder at the sense of this. I mean, he almost stumbled there as well. Unlimited interchange. Why wouldn't you give the guy a bit of a break and not put him out there after a heavy knock like that?
Well, now they're 20 metres out, and there he is again. Robinson throws a nice pass to Gould, who didn't take it well, and so North's come up with it instead. And again, well, the misunderstanding there between Robinson and Gould. And now, caught with the ball is Matt Fisher as Norths through Paul up to within 10 of the halfway.
Jerry, once again, I had a perfect line on that pass, and at the last moment, it was just spiralling out in front of Tony Gould and just ducked away with the wind, and he was grabbing in the wrong position for it. Should have been taken, mind you.
Well, that's the thing. It looked a good pass, and it's unusual for Gould to miss something like that, but you forget about the impact of the breeze, how it can just move that ball around, can't it? Where even if it's just a pass, let alone a high kick. So the pass out wide, Norths have lost it again.
Knocked on by Redcliffe.
Yeah, 6 to go. 6 to go for Norths.
Rhoda knocked it on when he tried to dive on the loose ball.
Well, we've had 11 minutes of the second half and no change to the half-time score. It's still 12-6 in favour of the Devils. And now going for a good strong run is Wade Fenton. Can he offload? He was looking to do so. Tackled about 33 metres out. Now going the short side is Carmichael, and turning it back inside to Hamilton. And he's tackled on the 30. So they changed directions, but they just looked a little untidy doing it. O'Dwyer now holds up the pass and looks for the gap. And he's caught by Tomlinson, but he's strong, O'Dwyer, and is able to get the pass to Prothero. Here's good support from Williams. Williams towards the line. He scored! Williams has gone over, and what an important try that is for Norths. They were looking for the extra points before the half-time break, but they've scored the first points of the second against the breeze and have opened up a 10-point lead. It's North 16, Redcliffe 6.
Good work from Dale Williams. He's come across from the Tigers this year, but Craig O'Dwyer was the man who really did the damage. He appeared to be held here and well and truly covered by Tomlinson, but O'Dwyer just kept battling forward, pops the pass up there to Prothero. He does well to find Williams, and then a bit of a weaving run there by Dale Williams as he continually looked for support and waited to see what the defence was going to do. And when they left him, he just went on with the job. This is good work from Craig O'Dwyer. Continues to struggle forward. One of the secrets there is don't ever stop in the one position. Always continue to move forward. And Dale Williams certainly applied that particular theory, but certainly Craig O'Dwyer did, continually moving forward, making it difficult for the tackler to finally get a hold of you. Wally Lewis was a great exponent of that. And can Johnny Wilshire convert the first try? He's pushed it out to the right and left it there again. Would you believe it? The top point scorer in the competition, who's kicked 1,000 goals this year, has failed to convert a try for this year.
Well, 100 goals anyway. But here's two former Sydney City players, Craig O'Dwyer and Mark Prothero, linking up. And look at O'Dwyer, so strong, stays on his feet. Prothero sizes it up beautifully, draws his man, passes. Then Williams did a lot of work here. Got away from Adam Mogg's tackle, which really wasn't the best it could have been. But Williams backing up well.
Yeah, just a correction on that 1,000, Warren. I did have a zero out. You were closer than me. 101 goals, actually. You were one out. I was a zero out.
But you're right, you know, they could be very costly yet in this game, the fact that not one of them has been converted.
Well, at the moment, though, they have a 10-point break, and that's a pretty handy one. Still plenty of time left in the game, though, as David Pallavi is caught 12 short of halfway. North's Devils, that'd give them a bit of encouragement too, the fact that they have come up with that first try in this second half, because certainly Mark Murray would have been impressing on them that the kicking game of Redcliffe was going to be dangerous, and a good break by Prothero. He was involved in the previous try. He's clear. He needs some support. There it is. Dale Williams again. The Prothero-Williams combination. How successful is that? Williams caught just 10 metres short. Well, no. In trying to get through there, Matthew Fisher, I think, has perhaps panicked when they had all the pressure on Redcliffe and really had the great opportunity to finish it off. But Matt Fisher deciding to try and put it on the toe, and it didn't work, and Tony Gould has come up with it for Redcliffe.
Yeah, Tony Gould, he's very groggy as well. Heavy tackle there.
Sharp reflexes from Gould to pick that ball up, though.
And certainly Matty Fisher making a big decision to have a go for the try. Strong defence again from Norse. They are very, very powerful up the middle, and Redcliffe wouldn't be used to this sort of treatment. They normally are the ones that dominate, and just at the moment they're being dominated both on the scoreboard and in the physical stakes. Tomlinson goes nowhere at a dummy half. Here's a chance for a 40-20 and a penalty.
Mate, unfortunately, you need to clear the ruck for us.
That's just dumb play at that stage. Carmichael thought about asking a question, thought no I won't, and has come back to run with his first decision, and that was to just quiz Mr. Alexander, and Gould across the breeze finds touch about 44 metres out from the Devils try line.
David, in the lead up to that last try, North's got an extra set of 6, and I thought Jerry was about to call it a knock on. Did you have a view of that? Because it was pretty crucial in the end.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
It's okay, that's certainly the way the referee called it. He gave them an extra set, six.
That was when, was it Rhoda who dived on the loose ball?
On the far side.
Yeah, Gould juggles, and did well to hold it under a lot of pressure from Kevin Carmichael. Tries to get up quickly. Redcliffe will need to add some points shortly. James Hinchy, although they don't need to panic. 16-6 at the moment in favour of the Devils, and there's panic stakes now. They made no handling errors in the first half, the Dolphins, and in their urgency to go on with the job here in the second half, have just started to lose concentration, and Norse are going to grind their way out again.
Yeah, Jeff Neal paying for just taking his eye off the ball at the last moment, and that was when they were looking as though, as David said, they had to not panic. And here goes Prothero once more. He's ripping them apart, and they're 10 short of the halfway. So North starting to look really good now. Pallavi is caught 8 short of the halfway and pounded into the ground. Good strong tackle by Russell Lahiff. Now North, Prothero again slips a nice pass away to Dale Williams, and again, and now back to Hamilton. He can get the one-handed pass. Beautiful work there, and Norths are suddenly alive once more. Beautiful pick-up by Carmichael, and away it goes to, here's a try to Bell. He can't quite get there. Yes, Bevan Canning come up with a great try there. Matthew Fisher back infield. They keep it going across field. Carmichael with a crossfield kick. This is a chance for Wilshere. No! It's eluded. Poor old Johnny Wilshere on that far side. It looked to be a great chance for him, but the ball was travelling too quickly after it bounced.
Well, it can be a cruel game, this one. The bounce of the ball can just go away from you. Hewinson couldn't get a hold of it, and then Johnny Wilshere looking for the hat-trick. He just went straight past him. The idea was good. There was only one player out there to defend the kick.
But what a tackle by Canning, wasn't it, by Carmichael to come up with that kick?
And what brilliant play by the Devils leading up to the tackle by Canning.
Yeah. What about Andrew Hamilton's behind the back flick pass, and some beautiful handling followed from there as well. Carmichael picked up a rocket of a pass, and they're the things you've got to do in the big games. Ben Rhoda, Norse are really lifted a gear in their second half. They realise they've got to work hard because they're against the breeze. Redcliffe will need to do the same. As I said there just prior to the kick-off, the wind has never ever scored a try on its own. It's pretty handy, but you've still got to play football to take advantage of it. Woodward brings it forward. It's okay. There's a chance for a 40-20. They don't need to overdo things as Hinchy just storms through. Will Gould try and stay back behind the 40? Well, he was, but he still has to take a couple of paces to knock it downfield. And Matty Fisher will trail it into the in-goal area. He's touched that, but manages to pick it up. He's confronted again by Canning, and Robinson also assists. Quickly in there. Ducks, I think it is. Norse now again with the lead. They don't need to make a mistake here as Brady Smith brings it forward. That's all they need to do. Might have been Bell, I think. This time Wilshire. Running out of dummy half is very effective against the breeze if you get quick play the balls. Daniel Frame, that's the 5th, and they've managed to get it to about 38. So another good kick should get them another 38. Andrew Hamilton, good low kick, that'll do them. And Adam Mogg picks it up. So Redcliffe got the better of that interchange. And they got the ball from the previous set. They were right on their try line. So Ricky Hewinson searches across field. Tries to break away, but can't. Almost up to the halfway line. Redcliffe have really not put a lot of pressure on North's try line. They've been forced to play the game a long way from the pay zone. Tomlinson out of dummy half, up to Gould.
And despite the big breeze, we haven't even seen an attempt at a 40-20 yet.
No, we have not. And Tomlinson chips it over the top. It's going to go close to touch and just goes into touch in the field of play. So it'll be a scrum on the 10 metres, 20 in from touch.
Well, 16-6 in favour of Norths when they led 12-6 at half-time. There's the replay of that kick, and you watch it rolling towards the corner and into touch just in front of the corner post.
Tomlinson probably would have preferred to see it stay in the field of play.
I know the teams don't like to do a lot of tackling, even when you've got the win, but I think they should be kicking earlier in the tackle count, Redcliffe.
Well, the end result is that, as David said, they haven't really applied any great pressure to Norths. Valavi running straight. And again, Norths will work it away from their own line. Dale Williams. Paul. Good defence. Well, not quite good enough because Paul was able to keep on going. Tomlinson was the man he stepped away from. Williams will keep it going to the left. And there aren't too many chances there. But they're up to within 10 of halfway. That must be about the 4th tackle. Dale Williams with the offload to Brady Smith. He was able to flick it through to Wilshire too. And they've gone into Redcliffe's territory by 10 metres. And that's the 5th tackle. John Wilshire plays the ball. Carmichael with a grubber kick for the touchline. Will find it? No, he won't. It's taken instead by Ricky Hewinson. And Hewinson taking the tackle. Well, last time they received the ball, Redcliffe, they were close to the halfway line. Now they're going to have a lot of work to do just to get to halfway. So despite playing against the breeze, Norths are playing very well in this second half. Nice pass out wide to Bevan Canning, but very quickly wrapped up ball and all by Matt Fisher. Wilson's the dummy half. Robinson the first receiver. Qld to do the bullocking work to within 5 of halfway. Robinson again. Now Lapworth getting the pass away. But again, yes, great defence from North.
Craig O'Dwyer.
Well, he's very solid and very powerful, O'Dwyer. Lapworth's kick might be out on the fall. It is. So not a good result from Redcliffe, a team about whom we've spoken so much about their wonderful kicking abilities. And that's certainly what they didn't need. So you would think if any team could really take advantage of a breeze behind them, it'd be Redcliffe, and yet it hasn't been the case.
And Jerry, the reason it happened there was he was off balance because he was trying to stay inside the 40 to get the kick away. It was a very hurried, awkward action, and ultimately put it out on the full. As Warren said, the chances to kick earlier in the tackle count have not been exploited. Back on the inside to Prothero. Norths side will just keep eating away at you. They'll just keep hammering away. Dale Williams tries to get a dummy half up there to Mark Prothero. Prothero throws the dummy and goes forward. Stands in the tackle, pops it out the back. Picked up there by Pallavi. He's a dangerous player if he gets a little bit of room to move too. Pass out to Craig O'Dwyer. He's had a very good game. Little grubber kick in behind the line. He's offside. Tomlinson picked up again by Craig O'Dwyer. That's the 5th and last, so he believes it was just a rebound and not played at. That's a big call for the Devils. They'll look for the in-goal. Hamilton, who created a try for Norths against Brothers a couple of weeks ago with the little grubber into the in-goal area. Redcliffe through Hewinson, nearly made a meal of that. Ricky Hewinson looks for open space, tries to go through, tries to spin out. He's lost it. 2 in the tackle, stripping the ball.
2 people had a go at him. You can't do it unless it's one and the very first one. Only one person and only the first man, okay? A couple had fallen off him. Can't pull it out.
Well, by the time it's stripped, there's only one man in it, but the thing was that there were two involved in the tackle.
Ricky Hewinson lucky to get away with that, even though certainly the referee was correct, but noticeable that Hewinson, as he did last week, getting more involved in the second half and making an impact.
16 minutes to go in the major semi. Redcliffe now to get it to 40. They're going to go well over this 40 line, so there won't be any 40-20s on the end of this.
And yet that was a time when they might have done it with nobody back too.
So you can't be obsessed with that either, and Johnny Boxall said we must make Norse do their share of tackling. Adam Mogg fades across the ruck, steps about 6 times, and then finally tackled by Andrew Hamilton. Robinson up here to Lapworth, to Rhoda. Rhoda throws it up to Bevan Canning, tries to step Matty Fisher, but he steps straight into him, and Fisher puts him to the ground. That's the last tackle. Quick pass out to nobody. This is terrible by Redcliffe. Finally up to Adam Mogg. Gets an awkward-looking kick away, and John Wilshire will go back to cover it quite comfortably. But it will mean that Norse will be trapped deep inside their own territory.
Well, you just wonder what's happening with Tony Gould.
Jerry, I reckon what's going on is they came into the game knowing that North would move up quickly and pressure Gould all day. So they said, OK, Lapworth is our alternate kicker. They keep trying to find him. Instead, the ball's going nowhere.
Yes, and Tony Gould was left shaking his head on that occasion. So you just wonder if it's a big plus for you. Sure, they're going to target you, but why not still keep using it?
They've become confused between the two, whether they're going to Gould or Lapworth. That's my guess anyway.
And yet we saw Gould. We've seen Gould doing the hit up on the 3rd or 4th tackle, and that telegraphs who it's going to go to anyway. Because Carmichael now with a kick through, beautifully taken by Ricky Hewinson. He's 20 in his own territory as Redcliffe try to get it together, and they're running short of time to do that. We're up to 16 minutes gone in this first half, so 24 minutes in the second half rather. So there's a lot of work for Redcliffe to do. They're still in their own territory and they're running short of tackles again.
26
Robinson.
gone, Jerry. 26 gone in the second half.
Hinchy. Yeah, so that means just 14 minutes left in the match. Played now. And this is George Wilson on the blind side. We haven't seen a lot of Wilson. That's the 5th tackle, though. Now, how are they going to be ready for this one? Robinson away to Gould. And Gould's kick, who's it meant for? Nobody really following it through. And beautifully taken by Matty Fisher. No, Matthew Ducks it was who came up with the tape. There he is.
And taking him in mid-air, too. So the penalty for actually tackling a player when he's in mid-air, a rule that I think's only come in just this year.
Behind you, kicker.
And Norse will take all the time here to... and there's the reason for it, that Ducks is now limping away. He's now playing at the fullback position. The player is in a very, very vulnerable position. Obviously, when you've jumped in the air, you're not allowed to make a tackle at that stage. And Norse will just use the time. The clock is their friend, and Pallavi brings it forward.
Dale Williams even taking the kicks for touch. Played for Brisbane City this year. He's having a good season. Scored a try in this game.
He's played a good game. Up the middle. North. Oh, that's a silly pass. That's 6 to go, though. Gee, that's fortunate. That's a 0 tackle as well. The pass really shouldn't have been thrown by Gundry, but he got away with it. Here's Craig O'Dwyer. He's had a good game up here to Carmichael. Nice face ball. Oh, good work there from... that's been knocked forward. Great work from George Wilson. There were some extras being created on this right-hand side, and Wilson, realising the danger, rushed up to make the tackle. We've got a player going to the blood bin. Player going to the blood bin, I think, is Dave Pallavi, I should say. There he is. Just a gash under the right eye.
Prothero comes back out. He's been playing well this half. He's just had about 3 minutes break.
He should be fresh. We never got 3 minutes break in the good old days.
I'm exhausted. I'm sitting on the sideline.
George Wilson
with
the pass over the top, and there's Rhoda with a bit of room across halfway. He was looking for Hewinson. He wasn't able to get the pass to him. Hewinson a dummy half. Good run by Hewinson, and he can be dangerous in those forays across field. Now keeping it alive through Tomlinson. Oh, left behind by Robinson. Picked up again by Tomlinson, but ruled a knock on.
It's a knock on.
Well, there's key plays in any match, and that was one of them. After Redcliffe threw a couple of wide passes from the base of the scrum, they'd had Norse in a awkward position. They were rolling them back. They couldn't retain possession, and all the heat's off. 16-6 with about 12 to go in the major semi.
Yes, and Kevin Carmichael to feed this scrum for Norths. And as each minute ticks by, they're looking better and better. North's Ducks almost was able to get up and get away again, but Tony Gould made sure that he couldn't. Bell caught Hinchy around over the top, Wilson underneath. Carmichael at dummy half this time, and here goes Prothero again. Once more he's able to step away from the tackle and keep going across the halfway. It wasn't Prothero, instead it was Ryan Gundry, and he takes the tackle. Now Dale Williams darts from dummy half. Choice either side, and Prothero's there, and now Gundry, he takes the tackle 25 metres out as North again starting to put it all together. Carmichael, O'Dwyer, they're spread out there, almost an intercept, but taken by Brady Smith just in front of Rhoda, the two blonde-headed number 3s, and that would have been dangerous for North had Rhoda managed to finish up with that. O'Dwyer with the kick through, taken by Hewinson. And again, a bit of a relief for Redcliffe. Now, Hewinson's making ground, but he needs someone to go with him, otherwise he'll end up by himself. But Canning's there. Canning, has he got the speed? Ducks is going to try and get to him, but rather Matty Fisher. And Matthew Fisher makes a beautiful tackle. Wilson's in there quickly. Wilson by himself.
Offside, surely.
Where are the other Redcliffe players?
Carmichael offside, and Wilson not happy. 10 minutes as well. Correct decision.
You're off.
Carmichael was up there very quickly, wasn't marking up.
That means that North lose a valuable player, and they are down to just 12 men with 10 minutes to go. So they've got to play the rest of the game with 12 men.
Yep, I'm going to go.
So that's the end of the game for Carmichael.
Right. We're playing with that one.
The 70-minute mark, he's been sent to the bin for 10.
Bevan Canning, who'd made a great break here after Ricky Hewinson came from the opposite wing. What a tackle here from Matt Fisher. Gee, we've seen some great cover defence today. We don't often see players running at full belt like that and being cut down in cover defence. That's as good as you'll see.
So Redcliffe now, Robinson, Mayhef straightens up. Beautifully tackled though by Ricky Paul. 10 metres out, Redcliffe need to score. Gould and Hinchy. Oh, it wasn't quite clear. And yes, the pass is ruled forward to James Hinchy.
Well, Redcliffe have not got their act into gear today. Their best chance of the second half, certainly, to put points on. They're playing a 12-man team and will do so for the remainder of the match. And the pass there from Gould up to Hinchy after they had a bit of a scissors play operating on Gould's left shoulder. But really, you've got to take your chances, and that was one of them. And Redcliffe been able to capitalise there. The game is not totally gone. They're only 10 points down, but Norse have played with a vice-like grip. They've established the lead at half-time, 12-6 with the breeze. The kicking has not been their friend today. They have failed to convert any of their tries. Their 16 points have come from 4 unconverted tries. Now, Norse through Prothero, who's had an outstanding... Fires the pass up there to Johnny Wiltshire. Wiltshire tries to get away but can't. Again, some strong cover defence. Morgan made the tackle. Pallavi. Oh, here's a penalty coming here. Is it Cleal? Oh, Grant Cleal. The touch judge on immediately. High tackle. Let's hear it.
I think we might put it on report, eh? Yeah, okay.
It's on report.
Yeah. We've got a penalty for a high shot. Yeah, okay. So we're going to put it on report and have a look at it, okay? No more than that.
Let's have another look at it. Above the shoulders. Didn't look exceedingly bad. It may have glanced up, but it did certainly get up above the shoulders. And now Norse, again, can just use another valuable minute and probably should get another 40 or 50 metres out of this play. They've been very professional, Jerry, haven't they, Norse, the way they've gone about their job, especially in this second half against the breeze.
Yes, at half-time you'd have to put your money on Redcliffe, wouldn't you? Because the margin was so narrow. And of course Redcliffe with the breeze in the second half, but North have just played outstanding football in the second half, and the first 10-15 minutes of the game they just weren't doing things well, but they've certainly changed all that around, and now they're starting to look like a team that could win the Queensland Cup, and they're going to keep this ball alive, but in the end they have coughed it up and still Redcliffe have a chance. They're 10 points behind. Remember, they do have a one-man overlap as well as far as numbers are concerned. It's 13-12 as it's passed back to Hinchy, but he has to take the tackle. They've got a long way to go. He's got the ball, James Hinchy. Knock on. And Redcliffe, it's not working for them today.
Not the Dolphins' day. Hinchy there just losing it cold after they'd managed to regain possession when Pallavi tried a fairly chancy pass, and he's leaving the field now, and Andrew Hamilton coming back on. So North.
David, the only thing
14-7.
that's keeping Redcliffe in this game in the second half is their defence, because Norths have been twice the attacking side that Redcliffe have been.
Yes.
Prothero to Bell. Bell's almost in the clear. Tackled only about 10 metres short of the line. Norths could score again here. They've got the option on the left. Not too much room out there. I think it might be Gundry. Now it's Prothero again who's caught. Away now to O'Dwyer. Kept on going there to Ryan Gundry. And he takes the tackle. They're still only about 10 short of the line. And they've got time. Which direction will this one go? Carmichael holding it up for a bit. Now they've got it out wide to Bell. Bell heads for the line by himself. His tackle just short, and that's the fourth tackle. So they've got two to finish it off, and that would finish off the game if they can get through, but they still can't quite get there. As that Hamilton held up very close to the line. There you can see the line is just half a metre short of it. Ryan Gundry is the dummy half. So the long pass, who's out there? Well kicked by O'Dwyer. Straight up in the air and down again because it's in against the breeze. But Redcliffe have been able to regain possession, and that was important for them as Wilson takes it away. Or Rhoda, rather.
Redcliffe have defended well, as Warren said, but they haven't attacked well. They've been their own worst enemy as Ricky Hewinson brushes through another couple, spins out of a few more. He's going to do it all himself.
What about this bloke in the last 10 minutes? He's made 3 breaks.
And he's set up a few opportunities, but they haven't been able to go on with it. Woodward, no one following through there. He was basically had one man beside him and no one else. There should have been 6 of them charging forward. Gould kicks early. Why would you kick early? And Matty Fisher's got it covered. He's lost out. That's why you kick early. Bevan Canning picks up a mistake from Matt Fisher, and all of a sudden we've got a scoreline that reads 16-10 with 5 to go. Matt Fisher appeared to have that well and truly covered. The little chip over the top by Gould, and the mistake brought the try.
Well, it ain't over yet. There's the kick from Gould. Canning, all he has to do is keep on going. You would have put no money on him ending up with the ball, but the mistake coming from Matty Fisher, and Bevan Canning pounced, and Redcliffe are back in the game. There's the kick from Gould. He's been so quiet with his kicking today, but when he did get a foot to the ball, it's finished up in a Redcliffe try, and Bevan Canning reaching around looking to get a little bit in closer, because this is going to be a vital conversion for Lapworth. He really needs to kick this, and then if he can, they'll be in it with a big show. If he doesn't, well, then they'll need more than a converted try to win the game, but at least they can force it into extra time. So Matthew Lapworth, about 10 in from touch. He's got to kick it into the breeze and let the breeze do it, and I think he might have done it. He has! So now it's just a 4 points game. 16-12 in favour of North.
Full credit's got to go to Ricky Hewinson. He was the one who made the break here for Redcliffe. He turned Norths around, and then Tony Gould took the odds to it. It didn't look to be the best option at the time, but Fisher unable to cover it. And Canning, he's been hungry in this second half. He's made a couple of strong bursts, and he's there to finish it off for a very important try. Puts Redcliffe back in the picture. John Boxall, when he studies the video, might be just wondering about that John Wilshire try awarded to Norths in the first half, which has given them what is their 4-point lead. And likewise, John Wilshire would be wishing he'd kicked a few of those conversions.
Yeah, that could be the telling point, because Redcliffe now with 4 minutes to perhaps go straight into a grand final. Hewinson has done everything for Redcliffe today except score a try on his own. Still tries to get away from Prothero. Flicks the ball out the back as well to Robinson. Up there to Cleal. Northam want to get their act together to Robinson. Up here to Wilson. Chance here now for Redcliffe. Wilson breaks one. Prothero again. Great cover defence by Mark Prothero. Up the middle, Hinchy. Northam stopped. They aren't coming forward at all. That's only the 4th tackle on the charge. No, it isn't Lapworth, it's Sanderson. That was a settler. They've still got a couple more tackles, Redcliffe. And a great line set out to the left. They're playing 12 men at the moment. Gould throws the dummy, looks for support. Beautiful play by Lapworth, one to beat. Dux is going to hold of him, and just a hold of him too. Matty Lapworth quick play the ball, last tackle. What a finish, delay. Tomlinson tackle. Craig O'Dwyer. Redcliffe lost the plot again. Where were their playmakers? They had one last tackle and inexplicably went to the little young hooker. And really, they wanted their experienced men, and they had everyone on the left-hand side.
Well, they might get one more go because the clock says 2.5 minutes to go. And so Norths, they've got to well and truly get it way out of there if they possibly can. Matthew Fisher ducking under a high one. Ball played now. This is Pallavi holding up the pass. And yes, good tackle. Mark Prothero driven into the ground, and they've got to do that. Cleo was the man who came up with a tackle. Now it's important that Redcliffe hold them down there so that they don't have too far to go in the remaining minute or two that they'll have when they have their chance. So they've got to move up. This is the 5th tackle now. O'Dwyer driving it downfield. Adam Mogg watching that ball into his hands. He's 10 in his own half. Up goes Andrew Hamilton. He stepped around him.
Passed it to Canning.
And why didn't he? George Wilson, a dummy half. He decides to go for a strong run. Now he's linked up with Rhoda and back again. Hewinson now. Ricky Hewinson
lost it.
has lost the ball, and that might be it. We've got 1.5 minutes to go. 1 minute and 3/4. So still a chance, you would think, for Redcliffe, but the 6 is only just indicated now. So we had a 0 tackle there. They're 5 short of halfway. Norths, they've got to slow it down perhaps. And there we see the slow play the ball, and they work it forward. And caught with the ball is Daniel Frame just after crossing the halfway. And indeed, it all slows down for the Devils. There, controlling the game, as Mark Prothero, who's played exceptionally well for Norths, is caught 10 metres in Redcliffe's territory. Dale Williams with a quick dart, now getting the pass away. Gundry can turn it back inside, he does to Hamilton. Hamilton has no one to pass it to. Might as well take the pass. You don't want to try dangerous ones at this stage, and that is the 5th, and they've got it well away from their own line. Now Prothero with a little kick over the top, taken by Bevan Kenning. You've got to be careful of Kenning. Caught by Matt Fisher, and the clock says 45 seconds left in the game. As Wilson, Kent, they just need somebody to make a break. This is their last chance. Or can they kick down and follow it through? As Cleo takes it up. 30 seconds left in the game. 16-12 in favour of North. Here goes Robinson.
Well, they want to get some passing manoeuvres going.
They've got to do something now.
There's their left side. It's the left side.
Might have been a forward pass to Gould. Out to Hinchy. Hinchy's got Canning inside him now. Canning is by himself though and will go into touch. But the ball's alive to Dale Williams. And now Pallavi. And that should be it. There are 10 seconds left in the game. And there are men down everywhere.
Six of them just stayed on their haunches and watched the next play then. They're exhausted.
These teams have played each other at standstill. Norths are in the grand final. Norths have held on for a gallant 16-12 victory. And what a magnificent performance in the second half, with running against the breeze when they really had to do so much work. And the goal kicking didn't help them, but they've come up with victory. Norths 16 beating Redcliffe 12. Mark Prothero, the man of the match, and Norths therefore go straight into the grand final. Next week we'll see Redcliffe against the winner of tomorrow's game. So look forward to that next Saturday afternoon.